Guys, it's your boy, Barca Boy 103. Today we're going to be reacting to Barcelona news over the past week or so. There's so much to discuss. I mean, my mouth is just killing me just thinking about it. We have summer transfer targets of this summer, how Barcelona have identified the areas they want to improve upon: right back, center back, midfield, and attack. We have thoughts on, Messi's possible return in the future, Aubameyang, contract renewals on Balde, Roberto, Busquets, player future problems on Ansu Fati, Ferran Torres, Franck Kessie. We have injury updates. We have covered Laporta's key revenue stream to generate money for the club. Laporta also did a press conference over the past few days where he talked about everything around Barcelona, gave all the updates, and I'm gonna cover absolutely everything in this video, so bear with me, and of course drop a like and subscribe as well, because this video is gonna be long. But before we get into it, make sure you guys smash that like button down below. Let's try to get to 200 likes in this video. It would be very much appreciated. And also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe down below if you haven't already, and let's get into it. Now, before we get into the video, this video is sponsored by Number One Foot. Number One Foot is one of the best replica football jersey websites on the market. They have fantastic qualities at fantastic prices. I ordered some the other day and I got the treble winning jersey for Barcelona in the 14-15 season. The quality is absolutely unreal at a fantastic price. Look at the badge on the jersey, it is fantastic. You have the Nike logo as well, looking brilliant. It has the right tags, the right size, the right material, and it's at a fantastic price. And on their website, they do have the new Barcelona kit for this season with the Spotify logo. You can pick what badge you want on the sleeve, La Liga, Champions League. You can pick whatever number you want, whatever name you want on the back as well. And again, the material is absolutely unreal. Here I have the 2007 Champions League kit for Barcelona. As you can see, it has the UNICEF logo, the Nike, the Barcelona badge with the Camp Nou name around it. And if you use the discount code BOY at checkout, you do get 15% off your final order. That is BOY. Use it at checkout, 15% off, and all orders over $80 get free shipping as well. So go down below, top link in the description, and get your new football kit today. Let's start off with the transfer news over the past week or so. Now, firstly, we do have an update on Barcelona's objective and targets for the summer transfer window. Roberto from Mundo Deportivo has come out saying that Barcelona have 3 clear objectives for the summer transfer window as of now. Those 3 players are Yannick Carrasco, Sofyan Amrabat, and also Vitor Rpque. Now, firstly on Carrasco, Roberto has come out saying that Barcelona will execute the option to sign Carrasco. He only thinks about joining Barcelona in the summer, and Barcelona will even try to lower the 15 million euro buy option as his contract will end in the summer of 2024. Now, that might be a bit of a stretch. I think already 15 million euros for Carrasco with 111 his deal is not a bad deal. Maybe they're trying to minimize that based on variables, so maybe 10 million initial fee with 5 million in add-ons, and maybe even 9 plus 6, whatever the case may be. So we'll wait and see on that. Also on Sofyan Amrabat, he's come out saying that Barcelona will once again negotiate with Fiorentina after having their bid of a 3 million euro loan fee with a 37 million euro buy option rejected. Barcelona also have the will of Amrabat, who strongly wants to join the club, and his contract also ends in 2024. Now, with Sofyan Amrabat, bringing the player will be easier than any other player in the world, because in the January transfer window, he offered to play for free. Ben Aid, of course, who is very, very close to Amrabat, one of the best journalists around Barcelona as well, he's come out saying that Sofyan Amrabat offered to play for free at Barcelona this season. He offered Fiorentina the salary that he was going to receive from Barcelona to be able to join on loan. His agent also had offers from Chelsea and United, but he only wanted Barcelona. So the will of the player, 1000% without a shadow of a doubt, is there. Now, also finally on Vitor Rpque, Roberto came out saying that Vitor Rpque is a bet for the future and has been validated by the sports area. He wants to play for Barcelona and will make everything possible to help Barcelona comply with FFP. Barcelona must now strike a deal with his current club. And we also have an update, of course, from Joaquim Pereira, who is the #1 source around Brazilian players coming to Barcelona. He's come out saying that Barcelona do believe that Vitor Rpque will end up joining the Blaugrana in the summer. He's currently valued at 30 million euros plus 5 million euros in add-ons, and Barcelona hope to execute the operation in the coming months. Of course, that 30 million will be paid in installments for the future, and also an imaginative formula is needed in order to fit his signing into FFP in the summer. So Barcelona have to come up with a strategy to fit him in, whether they pay his image rights in installments or they divide payments in the next 4 or 5 years. We cannot pay 30 million straight up for Vitor Rpque in the summer and then apply that to the financial side point of view, so Barcelona have to tweak that as well. So overall, the list I think is fairly decent, but of course I do think we are lacking in the right back department. We are also in talks with other players as well, but all Roberto is saying that the 3 main targets will be Carrasco, Amrabat, and Vitor Rpque. Those are the 3 that Barcelona are currently scouting, and them 3 plus maybe a few other players could be coming in. Now it is different because another journalist has also come out with Barcelona's targets, and this is actually coming in from Javi Miguel from AS, who of course one of the best Barcelona journalists in the world, and also he does what he has that everyone else doesn't have is that he is very, very, very close to Xavi. He's come out saying that Barcelona wants to strengthen the right back position in the summer. The first choice option right now is Juan Foyth, with Benjamin Pavard emerging as an alternative. So Xavi wants a right back. Main target is Juan Foyth, who did play fairly well over the past weekend against us. And the backup option is Benjamin Pavard, who will be cheaper and easier to get. Foyth will be more expensive. Also, Xavi wants to strengthen the position in the midfield as well. The first choice spot right now is for Martin Zubimendi, with the name Sofyan Amrabat emerging as an alternative. And finally, he also wants a striker, first choice being Vitor Rpque, with also Yannick Carrasco emerging as an alternative. So Roberto and Javi Miguel on the same wavelength, although Roberto does not mention the right back. He does only mention Carrasco, Vitor Rpque, and Amrabat, where Javi Miguel saying it will only be one of Vitor Rpque or Yannick Carrasco, with Amrabat coming in, with Zubimendi being priority, and of course at right back as well. So overall, fairly decent list. I do really want a right back this summer because I want to see Koundé and Araujo at center back partnership way more often, although Christensen has been freaking phenomenal, but that puts him on the bench, which of course will make the striking options and the squad depth stronger than it ever has been at Barcelona. So overall, it's pretty quite clear that we want where we want to strengthen this summer. We want to strengthen the attack, in the pivot, in the midfield, and also at right back. But of course, Barcelona will capitalize on other market opportunities if they are presented. Now, along with the positions that we already talked about, I would also keep your eyes on the center back department, where Barcelona have been rumored to sign 2 center backs who will be free agents this summer as well to replace the retired Jordi Alba. I don't know why, but it's quite clear at this point that Xavi does want to have 5 center backs in his squad at his disposal. Of course, right now we have Eric Garcia, Christensen, Koundé, Araujo. He also wants one more because that way if Koundé has to go to right back, we have more options at center back, because right now the only backup we have right now is Eric Garcia. So makes sense, but again, when everyone's fully fit, it will cause problems, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. First center back that we link with, of course, is Inigo Martinez, who Barcelona have been talking about nonstop since August. Sport have come out saying that Barcelona has made it clear to Inigo Martinez and his entourage that they are still very interested in signing the player, but they also have told him that everything will depend on financial fair play and that he can be registered in La Liga. I personally feel like Xavi wants Inigo Martinez. I think if you can pick any center back to sign right now that's feasible and possible, it would be Inigo Martinez. So this for me makes sense. We obviously bid for him in the summer, which was rejected by Athletic Club. They wanted around 30. I think we offered like 10 or something like that. He will be a free agent. We've been watching him since prime Valverde days in 2017. So this for me is definitely an option, but there has been a big, shock that's come out about the center back that Barcelona are looking for, which for me was a big surprise, and that's the signing of Ivan Indica. This is coming in from Sport 1 in Germany, and they've come out saying that Barcelona and Ivan Indica have a verbal agreement fully reached for him to join this summer. Barcelona will decide in March whether to proceed to sign him as a free agent in the summer or not. So full agreement reached on salary, terms and conditions, and contract between Barcelona and Ivan Indica. All Barcelona have to do right now is press a green light and he will be a Blaugrana, which for me, very interesting. So I think Barcelona right now are looking at 2 center backs to bring in, Inigo Martinez and Indica, but of course they will bring in one. We have full agreement ready with Inigo Martinez as well. That was already reported back in the summer, I think even a bit in September as well, and now a full agreement with Indica. Now all Barcelona are doing right now is waiting for FFP, how the salary measurement will look like. Are we going to be in the 1-4 rule, 1-1 rule, 1.25 rule, whatever the case may be? So Barcelona are making moves, which is absolutely fantastic, but let me know in the comments down below, who would you rather sign as a free agent, Inigo Martinez or Ivan Indica? Of course, Ivan Indica is younger, but Inigo Martinez is Spanish, so there is a debate to be had there, but I do believe that Barcelona now will sign one of these 2 center backs. The question now is, who will it be? Now, along with the transfer targets that we already have and that are already, set out at the moment, the club are considering 2 former players' returns to Barcelona this summer. The first one being Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. This is coming in from Matt Law in The Telegraph, who is the #1 source around Chelsea. He's come out saying that Barcelona are considering a move to sign Aubameyang from Chelsea after he did reject a loan move to the MLS over the past few days. Now, when I saw this, I'm thinking it doesn't make sense anymore. Of course, in January, Memphis Depay left. We wanted to bring in someone for a quick fix, quick 6 months. Aubameyang would have been so perfect. But now it makes no sense. We're going to go for Vitor Rpque. We've already lost Memphis. Unless we sell Lewandowski, which will not happen, obviously, under our will anyway. Maybe the player might ask to leave. I don't know. But I can't see this happening anymore. I think now 100% fully the ship with Aubameyang has sailed. He also has been linked with Atletico Madrid, and that will properly piss me off if he goes there. Memphis already scored on the weekend. If Atletico Madrid in a title race, I would have been livid. But keep your eyes on this just in case. Maybe we sign Vitor Rpque and then we decide to loan him out. We still need a backup for Lewandowski. We bring in Aubameyang, which, to be honest, I would not be mad at it, of course, pending the conditions of the deal. So keep your eyes on Alba. His return is still there, is still possible, but still probably unlikely. But you never know, we could see that smiley face back at the Camp Nou. And the final player that could be returning to the club this summer, there is a possibility, probably unlikely, but it's still there, and that is of course the return of the greatest human being to ever touch a football, Lionel Andres Messi. Now, in the last video I told you guys how Roberto said that the club did an extensive in-club study about how the impact of Messi would come back to Barcelona, sales, sponsors, all this sort of stuff. And now Franck Kessie from Sport came out confirming this as well. He's come out saying that Barcelona have conducted an official study which showed that the return of Leo Messi will be financially very beneficial for the club, especially in terms of new sponsors and helping the economic situation a lot as well. Joan Laporta wants to fix his relationship with Messi and believes that he's still the best player in the world. There have been contacts between him via intermediates. Laporta wants Messi to return to Barcelona this summer and retire at the club. Laporta has told his closest friends that his dream of Leo Messi, and Joan Laporta has told his closest friends that he dreams of Leo Messi's return to Barcelona this summer. So of course Messi's move is going to be financially feasible, obviously. Like, I saw a report from Javi Miguel saying that Ansu Fati's shirt is not being sold whatsoever. The most sold shirt right now is I think Pedri and Gabi, which to be honest at the moment does make sense, but number 10 has been the lowest we've seen the numbers in centuries or whatever the case may be. So obviously Messi's return would help us a lot financially. It's common knowledge. You don't need an internal study to figure that out. Question now is, will he renew with PSG or not? Of course, Roberto came out I think now a month ago or maybe 3 weeks ago saying that Messi at this current moment will not be renewing at PSG, and that's still a big doubt. But then everyone else came out confirming that Roberto is wrong. Messi will stay at PSG. But now we're having the lingering reporters coming out, defending Roberto. We had now Foti Mercado come out saying that currently Leo Messi is not in favor of extending his contract with PSG. Contacts remain with PSG, and it's not completely ruled out, but it's not favored at the moment. Apparently PSG want to sell Neymar this summer, and that turned Messi off to renewing his deal or something like that. So we're now, we saw this already with Koundé and Rafinha this summer. Roberto comes up with the big bombshell. Everyone says no, but then everyone's like, oh wait, he's kind of right. Oh wait, he's kind of right. Oh wait, then we get the hair go from Romano 2 or 3 weeks later. So this story is written in the stars, and when this report came out, Roberto then came out again saying that Leo Messi potential destination if he leaves PSG, the MLS, the Argentinian League, and yes, Barcelona. The chance is slim, very slim, but there is a chance. If I were to bet, I would say Messi's not coming back. I would do everything in my power to bring Messi back. I mean, God knows what I would do to have Messi back in Barcelona. But anyways, it's more difficult on the FFP side than the Joan Laporta fixing his relationship side with Messi. I think Laporta's relationship with Messi is fine. We hear so much crap about Laporta. Crap relationship with Messi, with Piqué. Then he's out here hugging Piqué, kissing him on Twitch streams, letting his league come into the Camp Nou as well. Do I think it's perfect? No, but I think the relationship is still steady there. There's the people who even say that Laporta has not spoken to Messi since he left. I don't think that's true. I think they have spoken, whether it's on a FaceTime or group call, whatever the case may be. But it's very, very slim. More so, I think, due to FFP registering Messi. Look, despite the fact that he'll help the club, he ain't gonna go making, Sergio Roberto wages on Barca athletic wages, right? He's not gonna do that. He's gonna ask for. He asked for $500,000. He agreed to $500,000 per week in 2021. Will he go lower than that now? I don't know. Of course, the club have introduced a new structure saying that no one can earn more than 250,000 euros per week at the club. We're trying to get rid of all these other assets as well, bringing in revenue. So I think more so on the FFP side is what makes the return very possible. There's no FFP or a Premier League club. I think Messi's return is a very, very high and feasible chance. But since the club, did this internal study here, figure out that, if we cripple the club a little bit to bring Messi back, his revenue will bring the club back to where we already were. Maybe there's a chance, but we'll have to wait and see. I really don't think there is, but until he puts that pen and paper on a PSG contract, anything can happen. Now, one player who Barcelona have already signed for the summer, but it's not official quite yet, but it's been confirmed absolutely everywhere, and that's the signing of Julian Araujo, who we should have had about 3 weeks ago, but we were 20 seconds late, and apparently we sent the wrong papers or whatever. Now, Juan Alberto from Renewal came out saying that while waiting for a response from the TAD, the idea for Julian Araujo is to join Barcelona Athletics training session in the coming days, return to LA in June. Until then, where the option was denied by the MLS, Julian's family is very excited. Now, Fabrizio Romano has also come out saying that Julian Araujo will be a Barcelona player this summer. He could be a Barcelona player right now. If the TAD approve his signing, he can play for Barcelona Athletic. I'm not quite sure if he can play for the first team or not, but Julian Araujo will join Barcelona, whether it be in the now or the summer, but he will be joining Barcelona Athletic. I don't really cover Barcelona Athletic signings too much, but since he was linked with the first team and there's a lot of hype about him in January, thought I'll let you guys know about it, that at some point, Julian Araujo will be a Barcelona player. Let's now discuss the players who have been rumored to leave Barcelona over the past week or so. Firstly is the big one, and that is the poster boy, the number 10, Ansu Fati. Of course, I told you guys already, the number 10 shirt has not been selling too much at the stadium and blah, blah, blah. Yannick Carrasco from Cope has come out saying that Ansu Fati is worried about his role in the team. Several European clubs have called his agent to ask about his current situation. Barcelona sporting area assure that Ansu is not for sale, but several Premier League clubs are interested, like Arsenal and Manchester United, and they have contacted Jorge Mendes, his Ansu Fati's agent, to ask about the player's situation, although without making any formal offers to the club at the moment. We see this a lot, players come in, they don't play too much, rumors about them leaving, they get their opportunity, and then they're all happy. I mean, Franck Kessie is the perfect example. First few months, not playing that much. Inter, Brozovic, swap deal, AC Milan, 30 million, Tottenham. He's now playing well. Happy days. For Ansu, the main problem for him is that he gets very little minutes, and in those minutes, he doesn't really capitalize, although we have seen him score against, Ceuta, Into City, Real Sociedad at the beginning of the season, whatever the case may be. He gets goals, but the performances are lacking. Since his injury, I haven't seen the explosive Ansu, the superstar that we all saw back before that big meniscus injury. He had a flair to him, and we don't see that now with the injury. Is the injury the problem? I'm not quite too sure, but we do see his talent sometimes. There are some moments on the pitch where you see him do that beautiful thing. He goes and gets the goal. So the ability is there. It's now, in my opinion, mainly, if you may think the same thing, let me know in the comments below. Confidence. He does not have the confidence because he's not playing regularly week in, week out. He didn't even get subbed on against Villarreal over the past weekend, so he has to wait, be patient for his opportunity, and then capitalize on it. But no doubt does he have the backing of the manager. Having Miguel from AES came out saying that Xavi is upset by the media speculation around Ansu Fati's future, as they're not only false, but he also can affect the player and can destabilize a changing room as well. The coach considers him a franchise player who has room for The coach considers him as a franchise player who has room for improvement. So the club back Ansu 500%. Of course, for his renewal last season, they went above and beyond to renew his contract, 2027, €1 billion release clause. They didn't just do that for any player, they do that for a player they believe in, and Xavi backs him as well. It's just right now, there's a bit of lack of confidence, and also for him making the first team or playing so well. He needs to wait for his opportunity, and I back Xavi as well. All this media speculation just makes the situation worse. In the dressing room, he's sitting there thinking, oh my god, Gavi's starting at left wing ahead of me, blah, blah, blah. Oh, United Arsenal want me. I probably will go there and get some minutes. So we'll have to wait and see. I think there's no chance, in my opinion, Ansu Fati will leave this summer. Absolutely zero chance, unless we get a huge offer, which I don't think we will. Ansu Fati for me has the rest of this season and next season to really make his mark on this team. And I think next summer, 2024, is where the big question arises. So I think barring a big offer, I don't think Ansu will leave. If he requests to leave, I think that would be a big story, but I can't see Ansu requesting to leave after a season where he hasn't played too much. There also reports, I think, came out from Samuel Mars and Moise Valorant saying that, Ansu Fati now is 100% fully fit, his sharpness is back, his speed is back, it's just now waiting for his chance in the first team. So hope he does get that chance. We have a lot of games, of course, coming week in, week out. He will get his chance, he will get his moment. The question is, will he capitalize? Now, another player who's on the exact same boat as Ansu Fati is the other winger who's not getting game time as well, Ferran Torres is coming in. Roger Tolor from Mundo Deportivo. He's come out saying an English club has asked about Ferran Torres in January, but he still wants to succeed at Barcelona and did not want to listen to the offer. He knows that from now until the summer, his future at Barcelona is at stake. He maintains a good reputation, though, in England. Of course, Mateu came out in the last few videos that we talked about as well, where the offers are there. There's 2 teams at the moment that are lingering around Ferran Torres. They really do want him, pending, of course, his future at Barcelona, the price, the player wanting to leave, and Barcelona wanting to sell. So I think out of both of them, if Ferran Torres and Ansu, one that was supposed to leave, it would be Ferran, because Ansu Fati is just La Masia born and bred, number 10, face of the franchise. He has the ability, we've seen it. Ferran Torres is just a good player, but Ansu Fati is a raw and pure talent. That's a big difference. So for Ferran, he's getting ahead right now. Ansu Fati, he got minutes, of course, against Villarreal, so Xavi is favoring him. I think Ferran's a fantastic player. I do think that on his day, I think his positional sense, his build-up play, everything up in the final third for Ferran is great. It's just in the final third where he lacks the finishing and awareness. But that all comes with game time and game minutes. So we'll have to wait and see on his future. But I think out of the 2, Ferran Torres will be the most likely to leave this summer. But his future is still in his own hands. When he gets his opportunities, he must play well. Now, one thing Barcelona do have to keep in mind and consider when planning for the summer transfer window is, of course, the players returning from loan. Of course, last summer we loaned out a lot of players to get rid of them, just to make room in the wage bill, all that sort of stuff. And now they're all going to come back from their respective loan spells, and one of those players being Clement Lenglet. The Daily Mail in the UK have come out saying that Clement Lenglet will return to Barcelona this summer. Tottenham Hotspur will not sign him permanently. Now, to be fair, Lenglet has been getting some decent minutes. He's been playing well there, but they don't want to sign him, which can you blame them? So here's another problem for us where we have to try to get rid of Lenglet. I think if we can get anything more than 10 million euros for him, I'll dance around in pure joy. I think the club, what they might do is either terminate his contract or sell him for, the Ricky Puig Mingueza operation, where we just get rid of him for free and we reserve a right for future sale and percent of the player's rights and all that sort of stuff. I think that would probably be the most likely outcome, but a lot of players come back on loan. Of course, Des at AC Milan as well. We're hearing that Des is doing absolutely dreadfully right now at AC Milan. He'll come back. This is something that the club definitely have to keep in mind and watch out for the summer transfer window. Now, a player that will be returning from his loan move in the summer from Osasuna back to Barcelona is, of course, Abde. Where his loan move, you could say, Osasuna has been very successful, to the point where Osasuna do want to keep him. There are reports coming in saying that Osasuna would be delighted to extend Abde's loan, but kids see it very difficult. Many German and English clubs like Chelsea, who view him as a replacement for Pulisic, are interested, but Barcelona will decide his future in the summer. Now, with this talk about Yannick Carrasco coming in, Vitor Rpque, I think Abde is a great talent. I think he can make it in the first team, but the issue is there are too many good players ahead of him right now. We also have to, Collado may come back as well, something else to keep in mind. And there is a report where Laporta has a big plan for the players from La Masia coming back from their loan, which I will talk about a bit later on. But on Abde specifically, I think he's a player who can make it at Barcelona, but right now is not the time. What I would do personally is, pain to say it, but I would sell him, but with a buyback option. We have to include that in there, and hopefully he signs a 4-year deal with his parent club. Let's say, for example, he's on the Chelsea for 15 million, 20 million, but we have a buyback option for 30, 40, have that in there for the entirety of his contract. He explodes in the Premier League, you have the possibility of bringing him back or even negotiating with Chelsea. I do think Abde's main idea is to succeed at Barcelona, but I want him to realize that right now is not the time for him. We have too many forwards, Rafinha, Dembele, Lewandowski, Ansu, Ferran. You have players coming back from loan as well. You want to bring in Carrasco and Vitor Rpque. Maybe even Messi might come back. So, and then there's Aubameyang as well. There's too many options right now for the forward department, and that's where I think Abde's main struggle is. I think he can make it at Barcelona. I think he's a great player, but right now might not be his time. So keep your eyes on Abde's future, but at the moment, it does look like it is far from Barcelona than it is in Barcelona. Now, a player who plans on staying at Barcelona this summer after he's having some great momentum at the moment is, of course, Franck Kessie. A month ago, we were offering him left, right, and center, apparently to other clubs, and now he's an integral part to the team. That's just how quickly football can change. Pierre-Emerick from Renewal has come out saying that Kessie's management agency continues to flatly deny the rumors linking him to Inter Milan in the summer. The truth is that Inter and Napoli tried to sign him in the winter. There were informal conversations, but never became a real offer. Kessie right now is doing well. I think Miguel came out saying that if Kessie continues on this career form, Xavi would be delighted, absolutely delighted to keep him and would fight to keep him as well. we'll have to wait and see. I would keep Kessie. I think selling a player after his first season at the club is not fair. If we give freaking Andre Gomez 2 seasons, I think Franck Kessie deserves 2 seasons. I think he's a very important part of the team and can be a useful asset at, at very integral moments of the season. Of course, right now in the midfield, we didn't really suffer too many injuries, but if you look at it last season, Pedri was injured. We had other injuries as well, the Frankie, so Kessie would have came in and played well. And now since Busquets has been injured, Kessie has come in and played exceptionally well. So I think he does have a future at Barcelona, pending, of course, offers coming in the summer, because at Barcelona, you just never know. If an offer comes in, they'll study it, they'll analyze it, because they might say, oh, look, sell Kessie for 30, sign Amrabat for 30, bada bing, bada boom, you're all good. So, wait and see on Franck Kessie, but at the moment, he doesn't consider leaving Barcelona, and right now, his current firm at Barcelona is keeping him as a Blaugrana player. Let's now discuss some contract renewal updates surrounding Barcelona over the past week or so. And now, over the past week or so, Barcelona have finalized 2 contract renewals, full agreement reached, pending, of course, final contract signings of the papers, and of course formalizing it and registering it with FFP and La Liga. You know how that goes. But 2 contract agreements have fully been reached. Firstly, of course, is for Alejandro Balde. Inigo from Cope has come out saying that Jorge Mendes has also met with Alejandro Balde today in Barcelona while he was waiting for Ansu Fati. He'll end up reviewing the contract with Barcelona, and Balde wishes to continue at the club, but negotiations with the club are still ongoing. Balde came out and doing an interview again with Mundo Deportivo saying that he wants to stay. The contract is done. We also have some words on Joan Laporta about Balde later on in the video, but with Balde, it's all just formality now. It's all just being formalized. We're going through the contracts one more time, because of course Jorge Mendes, Alejandro Balde is one of his big players, one of his big assets. He'll be a great player in the future, so he wants to make sure he gets the right contract. Same thing happened with Ansu Fati as well. We heard it was a done deal. Jorge Mendes then came to Barcelona, reviewed the contract, formalized it, checked it all good, then put the pen to paper. So Alejandro Balde will stay at Barcelona. There's no doubt about that. The next contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of Sergi Roberto, where there has been an agreement reached where we will see the second team captain of the club stay for another season. Gabriel Sanz from Deportivo came out saying there is a principal agreement with Roberto to renew his contract until 2024. The extension is ready but not officially closed because the information is being exchanged. The renewal is considered a matter of days. And also Fabrizio Romano came out saying, Roberto, renewal Barcelona, here we go. Full agreement has been reached for another year contract extension. Salary will include add-ons related to performances, and both parties are now satisfied. So there's Roberto's thing. Of course, it was the request as per the manager, Xavi Hernandez. He sees him as a utility player, of course. Pluck him in anywhere, he'll do a job, except for a striker and goalkeeper, really. So I understand it, and also the salary is going to be fairly the same according to reports as well. There might be maybe a little bit of a salary increase, but he won't be making more than, I think, 80,000-90,000 per week. So as a squad player on 60-70K per week, second captain, knows the city, knows the language, been at the club, training sessions, and also, of course, first team play as well. I see it as, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. Of course, I would prefer to part ways with Roberto, but if he ends up staying, that's A-okay. But that also means that if Sergio Busquets, which we'll talk about in a few seconds, leaves Barcelona this summer, Roberto will be the first team captain. How mad is that? When I saw Roberto on the bench in the Clasico in 2010, never did I think he would have been the captain of the first team one day, but it is a reality and it is possible. So we'll wait and see on that, but Roberto will be staying at the Barcelona, of course, until at least 2024. And the final contract renewal update is on the contract renewal of the current first team captain of the club, Sergio Busquets. Now, firstly, we have a report coming in from Yannick Carrasco from Cope. She's come out saying that Xavi has asked Sergio Busquets to stay for one more season. The player awaiting a renewal offer from Barcelona has not made a decision yet about his future. Several Saudi Arabian clubs have already offered the player €20 million salary. Madness. Roberto from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona will in fact offer Busquets a contract renewal, but with, of course, a lower salary. Barcelona would not mind if the captain would extend to stay as Camp Nou for at least another 6 months until January 2024, and then heading to the MLS. So this 6-month renewal for Busquets is still on the table because Barcelona cannot, afford these Saudi Arabia offers, which, to be honest, I wouldn't even offer Busquets. But from Busquets' point of view, he's not too happy. Raccoon came out saying that Sergio Busquets is disappointed with Joan Laporta. His environment does not understand why there has not been a renewal offer made when he has already decided to stay. Busquets believes that the club must take a next step, and he does have offers from the MLS and Saudi Arabia. So Busquets is saying, okay, you want me to stay, offer me the contract, but yet Barcelona have not offered him a renewal yet. This is 100% confirmed, clear as day, and the offer from MLS and their city, Saudi Arabia, Al Nassr, all there as well. I think MLS is offering him 50 million per year salary, but then unless is offering I think 18 or 20, so ridiculous numbers. He's earning 300,000 plus, which is a pay increase from what he's currently earning. I think right now Barcelona's earning around 220,000 per week, somewhere around there. There's no way the club can that again. I would expect the club to reduce that to 120, 150 at the most, because for one more year, you don't want to have that kind of money. I think if Busquets, if the club are risky, what they would do is say, look, Busi stay for 6 more months on like 80k per week. He might take it, you know. So we'll wait and see. The fact that Xavi is asked for the renewal is, of course, having big implications. So we'll wait and see what happens with Busi. But again, his situation is very, very simple. It is up to him, 100% on the player himself. If he wants to stay, the club will offer him a renewal, and he will stay. Barry, of course, does not agree with the renewal offer, but if he does not want to stay, he will leave the club this summer. I think the situation is one to keep an eye out for, because right now it is a split 50-50 on whether or not Busquets will leave the summer or stay. Now, another captain who also wants to stay at the club this summer is, of course, Jordi Alba, where he currently sits on the same contract length as Sergio Roberto with a contract until 2024. Jordi Alba came out doing an interview with Marca, and it was all about, life at Juan and Spain, all this crap. I've taken out the main part that we want to talk about, and that's, of course, his future at the club. He was asked about fulfilling his contract, and that, yes, of course, I feel qualified. I think I'm at a good level. It is true that I'm not playing all the time at the moment, but when I go out there, I try to do my best, and when I'm not playing, I like to help my teammates by supporting them from the bench. He was then asked if he would take a pay cut to renew his contract if the club asked. He said, yes, it's a club decision. I've always wanted to help when they ask. Lies have been told about me in the press, but in the end, I've always been there. No one can say otherwise. There are things that hurt, but you have to know how to live with it. So Jordi was saying, look, if they offer me to reduce my salary, whatever the case may be, I will help the club 100%. So fair enough to Jordi. I think he will stay until 2024. So either, I think maybe him and Roberto will probably end up leaving in 2024, and then Busquets maybe this season, or maybe imagine. So we all went, of course, captains out right back in December. I still stand by that. I still want all 4 of them to leave, but of course they're all going to stay. I'm going to back them 100%. So Piqué is left. I'm thinking 3 more to go. Busquets, Jordi, Roberto all leave this summer. But now all of a sudden, it could all end up leaving next summer because all their contracts will be expiring. We're kind of in this situation right now, but Jordi Alba was always that wild card whose contract was not expiring, that the club had to force to sell him, whether, loading him to Inter Milan, whatever the case may be. But looks like Jordi will be staying. He will be the second captain next season if of course Busquets does end up leaving. And of course having him and Alejandro Balde there at left back surely covers us for the next few seasons as well. Off the bench, he's doing a good job this season. We can't discredit that, of course, and he will help the club with a salary reduction as well if asked. Let's now discuss some of the injury updates starting the first team at Barcelona. Firstly, an injury update on Ousmane Dembele. This is coming from Miguel from AES. He's come out saying that Ousmane Dembele and his medical services have set a clear date for the player's return, and that is the Clásico at the Camp Nou on March the 19th. His presence against Man United, of course, completely ruled out, as well as the first leg in the Copa del Rey against Real Madrid, I believe, on March the 9th. I would be shocked if Dembele comes back before the March international break. Of course, the last game before the international break for Barcelona is the Clásico at the Camp Nou. I would be shocked if he's there. I think he's going to be out until the international break, and then after the international break, 100% fully recovered, ready to go. And hopefully he does not go out to France. Hopefully he does pull out and say, look, I got to recover Barcelona. We got a big season ahead. France, I think, is just qualification for Euros, or they have enough squad to get to deal with that. But I think he will not play again till the March international break. If he does, bonus for us, but I would be shocked because you want to, of course, with Dembele, be super cautious because the man is made out of broken glass. So we'll wait and see on them boosts, but again, the club right now are playing for his return on the final game before international break for the Clásico on March 19th, but most likely he will be fully fit and recovered and get the medical green light after the March international break. And the final injury update we do have is on the first team captain of the club, Sergio Busquets. Firstly coming in from Miguel from AES. He's come out saying that, of course, Busquets will not play the first leg against Man United this week. Medical services have already ruled out infiltrating his leg and his left ankle, of course. He will miss the next 3 games and is expected to be back in the second leg against United in Old Trafford. This for me makes sense, of course, but apparently his return could be earlier than expected because Canada Syrup came out saying that the idea is that Busquets plays a few minutes against Cadiz this Sunday and then arrives to the second leg against United at Old Trafford in the best condition. But of course, he will not play this Thursday. So look at Busquets, I think, in my opinion, will be recovering earlier than expected. Of course, when you have a second grade left ankle sprain, you're out for about 3 or 4 weeks. So he's coming back in 2 to 3 weeks, which I think is absolutely fantastic. But hopefully, we're not rushing him back too much. Again, if you or for him to play this Thursday against United, he would have to inflammate his ankles. That way, he wouldn't feel any pain. But that would, of course, worsen the situation. That's only if it's a big risk Champions League final tomorrow. Then you can do that. We're not going to be doing that anymore. But he will be fit by next week, which I think will of course be a big plus for Barcelona. But also, this is a hint at Franck Kessie as well, because he needs to keep playing at a good level, because Busquets is going to come back very soon. If you want to keep Busquets out, gotta keep playing well. But of course, if you play poorly, we'll slap you right out of the lineup and put Busi straight back in. So we'll wait and see on the recovery of Busquets, but he is expected to return by next week. Let's now discuss some of the news surrounding Barcelona over the past week or so. Now, first, I want to discuss an update on Joan Laporta coming up with more revenue avenues to generate money for the club, as we do need to earn some money to sign players this summer and also comply with the rules in La Liga. Roberto from Mundo Deportivo came out saying that Barcelona are obligated to lower their wage bill for the summer. La Liga said that the reduction must be at least 200 million euros. This can be done through increasing income or reducing expenses. The club is working along this line. We do have an update on the press conference, which I will talk about later on as well, but the club are planning different revenue streams, of course, to comply with that. Firstly is, of course, selling some seats at the Camp Nou. Now, Ben Aid came out saying that Barcelona will take a beautiful step for people who love private collectibles. The board is considering selling the chairs of the Camp Nou when the part of the stadium is demolished. This could also enhance the income of the club. That would be so cool. If I could buy one, I would. Imagine how sick that would be, especially if you have a season ticket at the same seat that you always play. Imagine being able to buy that seat. I think that'd be crazy. I don't know how much they'll sell it for, but revenue is revenue. And also, the best way to make revenue for the club, and the easiest way you could say as well, is by playing friendlies. Now, Moise Valores and Samuel Marza from ESPN have come out saying that Barcelona and Real Madrid are planning to play another Clásico in the United States this summer. So another Clásico in Miami, in Las Vegas, in California, in Washington, wherever the case may be. There will be a Clásico this summer as well, and that, of course, for the American fans and Canadian fans like me, where we can easily travel there, that will be, of course, a big plus for those fans, earning lots and bucket loads of money. But finally, I hinted about this when I was talking about Abde. One of the ways that Laporta is going to make some money this summer is by selling players from the grassroots. Now, Candace have come out saying that Barcelona will try to make grassroots football profitable. This is one of Laporta's priority. The club will try and sell players who are too good for Barcelona Athletic, but not good enough for the first team. Players like Nico and Abde, for example. Yes, because the reality is that, of course, these players have the potential to play, and I understand some of the people's point of views, but if you look at Ricky Puig, for example, in the past, we had offers for him, we never sold him, then we let him go for free. Mengueza, we had offer for him, we didn't sell him, we let him go for free. There's always players who we try and trust and cling on to, then in the end they flop, and then we just let them go for free. Sergi Samper as well, a good example of that, although he did have some big injuries. I agree with Joan Laporta, but all I ask for is that the clause is put in for a buyback in case they explode and blow up. You want to bring them back. Let's say, we sign Amrabat, then he flops, then you want to bring back Nico. But I think these two examples are a bit rogue because they do have huge potential. I'm thinking, like Collado. Collado's a player that we've been clinging on to for damn near life for a few years now. Yes, is he a good player, but he ain't gonna get near the first team. We're hearing again reports. Xavi loves Collado. First preseason again. All this. Same story, different day. I'm personally done with Collado. I'll just let him go. But I think with Abde and Nico, there is the area to earn money. That's why the club, when I sell them, we need to make money. Sell Nico for 20, sell Abde for 20. Boom, that's 40 million euros. That gets you Juan Foyth, who we know comes in straight into the squad and improves the squad. Abde and Nico wouldn't improve the squad at the moment. So keep your eyes on this. I do think Joan Laporta will pull the trigger on some of these players as well, because now is the right time. Abde is a great player, has nowhere to fit in. Nico, I think, is a different story, depending if we can get Zubimendi or Amrabat or Busquets stays. A lot of factors for Nico. I think he does have the best chance. Collado as well. Cut your losses there. Sell him. So keep your eyes on these Barcelona Athletic, La Masia grassroots players leaving the club this summer, because Joan Laporta wants to be ruthless and make profits from these players. Now, the final topic that I want to discuss before I end off this video is to cover Joan Laporta's mid-season press conference. Every season, the president comes out middle of the season, gives updates on the clubs financially, the January transfer window, summer transfer window. So this is the typical club updates, and these are big updates that we need to know. This is coming from the mouth of the president. Now, it was a very, very long talk, hour and a half. I have just taken the best quotes that are the most important in my opinion. So Joan Laporta came out saying, I want to talk about the economic situation at the club. We saved the club. We took the decision to reduce the debts, and now we are in control. We're having trouble registering players. It's because we've exceeded the salary cap of La Liga. We inherited a salary limit which was exceeded by 300 to 350 million euros. We have reduced that now by 100, and we plan to reduce another 70 in the summer. Then give us an update on SBI Barca, and it's in the process. It's been monitored by the complexity of the fresher company and the internal auditory as well. All this is being done through the Barcelona Bravo platform, and there have been total control from the compliance area. Before March 31st, the financial point of view of SBI Barca will be closed, where we get that loan from Goldman Sachs or JP Morgan, whatever the case may be. And every season that we are not in the Spotify cap now, our accounts will consider 93 million euros in losses. Because of course you have to go to Mojica Stadium, you have to rent it, not enough seats, everything you have to get a cut to the city as well. So Barcelona are accounting for 93 million euros loss per season outside the Camp Nou, which will be next season fully, the few months into the 2024-2025 season. Work at the Camp Nou should have started 10 years ago. Finally, together with Goldman Sachs and Lickmore, will be able to sign the work. The new city will make us to continue competing among the elite clubs. So this is how late SBI Barca is, where this should have been done 10 years ago. Of course, they believe Bartomeu came up with the first plan for SBI Barca in like 2016, something like that. So it's been a long time coming, of course. Juan Laporta was then asked about Ansu Fati's future, and that Ansu Fati's representatives have been in Barcelona for the past few days, but Ansu is a player that Barcelona have high hopes for. We have no news that we want to make a move about. He's a dear person and the player with whom we have high hopes for. Most likely Jorge Mendes was in Barcelona, and of course the renewal of Alejandro. Balde. Then Mateu Alemany spoke about FFP. My favorite word. He came out saying there was unsustainable salary mass because the reality is that we had a salary mass of 655. I mean, fucking hell, man. The fair play is a representative of the certain situation. We've made the purchase of players and we have lowered the salary mass. Barcelona needs to be a competitive team. If we reach 480 million euro salary match, it would be 60% of our income. We don't want to get rid of the important players, but when we have to lower the mass with less important players, and we have to convince La Liga to lower the limit as well, which of course they keep on increasing because they want to screw us over. Joan Laporta was then asked about the future of Sergio Busquets, and that we're now focused on winning the league. Busquets is a fundamental piece to the team, and it would be different to have the same dynamic without him. When he wants to talk, we are open to it. So just leaving the door there completely open. Mateu Alemany was then asked about the wage bills, and the real adjustment of the cost of the 2021-2022 season was 665 million euros. I estimate that this summer they'll be more close to 450, 460, 470, and that would be close to 60% of our income, which we want to reach, and we could reach the position of the 1-1 rule. We're not in the 1-1 rule at the moment, but I will tell you what rule we are in a few seconds. Knowing that we can spend 480 million euros per season would be a measure that La Liga accepts when nobody sees what the squad is worth and what the squad was worth. The greatest difficulty is lowering the wage bill and improving the competitive level of the templates. Now, Mateu Alemany has been basically saying, look, with the rules of La Liga, we have two hands tied behind our back to lower the wage bill. So that means, getting rid of good players, but also bringing good players in to keep the squad at a high level and, very competitive. It's been very, very difficult, damn near impossible, but we have managed to achieve it. Laporta was then asked about Alejandro Balde's renewal, saying that everything's being worked on. We can't say that Balde's renewal is done, but it is practically worked on and agreed. Balde shows interested in continuing at Barcelona, and his agent too. We are waiting for fair play to sign him up, so it's basically done. Laporta was then asked about the reducing the 200 million euro that we already talked about, the deficit from the Renewal report. And the 200 million euro Chavez thinks is his opinion, but we have some parameters in which we can actually play. The club does not step into the increase of sponsorships and are also generating fair play for us. So he's basically saying that with the 200 million euros that we have to reduce, there's always wiggle room there, and that the 200 that he wants to reduce is like 500% over the market cap or whatever the case may be. But then we got a big lifeline from Mateu Alemany. He jumped in when Laporta was speaking and said that also the departures of Antoine Griezmann and Jordi Alba means 90 million less in the cost of the squad. So that 200 million euros by the time June 1st hits will already be reduced to 110 because the official wages of Antoine Griezmann and Piqué will be removed from FFP and our financial margin, which already is a big plus. So theoretically speaking, we only have to get rid of 100 million euros for the FFP for the wage bill, not 200 because 90 million euros has already been acquitted. Laporta then continues, it's not necessary to sell players to be able to sign players. We are not forced to do it because we have other options. We don't have to sell to enroll. So we don't have to sell the sign anymore. There are, of course, other options. When we made the levers, La Liga changed the regulations. The levers served to make a competitive team, but now they put a limit of 5% on us to make levers, which was exactly the amount we did last year. So again, Laporta exposing Javier Tebas, and he keeps changing the rules. One minute we do something to positively, boost Barcelona because we found a loophole, and then he fixes that loophole. That way we can't do it anymore. With the repurchase options as well, there was a change. The operation was previously quantified by the amount of that, and now the only deposit of cash is quantified. What we did in the summer would not be valid now. So what he's saying is that all the economic leaves we did in the summer were perfect, but then Javier Tebas found that loophole, shut it down, and now we can't do levers last summer, this summer in the exact same way. It also says that from now on, we're not in the 1.4 rule, but we're in the 1.25 rule. I don't know. The rules have been changed in November, and there have been a series of changes based on what we're doing, so we can't do it again. La Liga can't do that, but we insist that this is the road full of difficulties. So again, just ridiculous. He literally said this is the words from the president, from his mouth, saying that they keep changing the rules every time we do something in the parameters of the rules to make it harder on us. I mean, bloody hell. Then asked if he would sell Ansu Fati. At the moment, we're not considering it. I can't predict the future, but us, Ansu is a player with whom we have great hopes for. Everything depends on whether he's useful for the club and for Xavi. We don't want to sell players right now. So, basically saying if he plays well, he'll stay. If not, you never know. Then asked about Ousmane Dembele, saying that Dembele is happy and we're happy. We appreciate him and he's important for the team. He's a player that we love. He's a valid contract until 2024 and we want him to continue. Then he was asked about Julian Araujo, said that he's a footballer who came to the second team. Solutions are being sought out because we understand that we did not make it in time, but we did enter his official registration 18 seconds late. So he's going to be there. Of course, Alemany came out saying that I don't know why there was so much hype for him. He was only going to be resigned for the B team, but it is what it is. And then finally, Joan Laporta concluded by saying that I believe that we will strengthen ourselves in the summer, and I believe that we will be prepared to do so. We have to see how we can get to the end of the season. I think the circumstances that we can't sign won't happen. So Laporta, fully confident the squad can be improved upon this summer and plans on doing so. So that was my reaction to the Barcelona news over the past week or so. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to leave a like, and of course, leave me your thoughts down below in the comments on everything we discussed. Main thing I want to know first, of course, is on the future of Messi. What do you think will happen with him? He'll sign with PSG, maybe come to Barcelona. Secondly, on Ansu Fati, what do you think about his current situation? Would you sell him? Would you give him another season? Would it depend on the offers? Thirdly, your thoughts on Roberto renewing his contract and what you would do for the future of Busquets' renewal. And finally, your thoughts on Barcelona summer transfer targets. They want a striker, of course, Vitor Rpque. They want maybe a winger in Yannick Carrasco, midfielder in Amrabat, right back in Juan Pavard, and then a center back either in Indica or Inigo Martinez. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe down below if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys next time on the channel. Take care and Forza Barca.